Hello everybody, it's me Rex the dog, and when I put out my laundry to dry, which can go out on the balcony today, because dude, the sun's actually returned. We had on record the wettest March in Madrid ever. It's been raining so much, man. This is the effect of climate change, dude. But when I'm putting out my laundry to dry, I put on the fursuit, I chat to you guys, and we do what we refer to here as a laundry vlog. So welcome to Rex the Dog laundry vlog. And dude, I was in a little bit of a brain rot sort of stupor before, and I was swiping through all the shorts as you do, you know. Maybe I contribute to the brain rot with the videos I make. Oh man, my cause of your brain rot. Anyway, so I was swiping through the shorts, and I came across, dude, it's one of these, like, you know, sort of like motivational whatever, you know, reposting content farm sort of things, whatever. But anyway, there was some sort of, I don't know if he was a monk or something, I don't know. It was some guy, like, I think he was speaking from like a Buddhist sort of background and philosophy and whatever. But he said this thing that stuck with me, man, and I've been thinking about it. And it's encouraging me to go, you know, even further in a direction of kind of self-care and self-love and those sorts of ideas. He said, when you're healthy, you can have thousands of problems. You can have thousands of problems, right? So, you know, there could be problems with, like, your relationships, your job, your this, your that, your whatever, right? You can have thousands of different problems. When you're unhealthy, you just have one problem. And that's, dude, I'm unhealthy. That's, dude, I've got this, like, you know, I think he's talking about, you know, like, serious health issues, right? You know, if something, you know, drastic happens to your body in terms of, like, you know, a fatal illness, or, you know, something that's, you know, really drastically reducing your quality of life and your, you know, your outlook, your future, that becomes your only problem, and everything else becomes really, really trivial. So it got me thinking about how the position of privilege it puts me in, and the great position it puts myself in, that I don't have any of these, like, lingering health problems or pains or whatever in my body. And, you know, sometimes I don't really, like, generally I have a good relationship with my body, right? I think to every level, people have some sort of, or maybe they don't, maybe people have, like, achieved the self-actualization, the level whatever of love and, you know, oneness with our body. But I think most people to some level have, you know, some sort of experience with, like, you know, body dysmorphia on some level, you know, whether that's, like, really radical and it's to do with your gender, or maybe that's something where it's like, you know, oh, I wish this was bigger or smaller, or this was here, or my nose was different, or whatever. And I think generally I don't, like, have those problems. Generally I'm pretty sort of, like, content with this vessel being, you know, what contains me, you know, here and here, like, inside. Like, I'm pretty, you know, happy with this being an avatar of me, and then, of course, Rex being an avatar on the avatar, and we go kind of even further than that. I feel I don't really, you know, suffer from that. But, you know, things do come up every now and then, right? And, you know, there's, like, a buddy who I do a lot of my sports with and whatever. And, you know, he's a bit more built than me, you know? And sometimes I see little parts of his body, and I'm like, oh, man, like, I'd like if that was a bit bigger, or that was a bit different, or whatever, you know what I mean? But he suffers crazy pain. He's in, like, pain loads of the time, and it's, you know, he said he's, like, suffered from depression from the pain because it just actually becomes exhausting, you know? Like, he has a constant sort of, like, lower back pain that produces just, like, a buzzing in his brain all the time, just like, this pain's here, this pain's here, this pain here. And he kind of suffers from all those things, and, you know, he got that from a consequence of his kind of dysmorphia, I guess, because he was, like, pushing himself so hard to, develop different parts of his body and kind of doing things a bit unsafe, and he's got like ongoing long-lasting injuries and tweaks and whatever from that. And I was just like, okay, dude, like, so yeah, maybe I don't have the perfect idealized shoulders that I would just like pick on the character creation screen, but at the same time, dude, I don't have any pains anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any pains anywhere. And I was thinking, okay, because I have actually generally taken care of my body. I have generally taken care of my body, which is good, and I actively, work to do that. I eat food right and whatever, and but I kind of want to be like, nah, dude, let's like level this up. Let's actually level this up. Let's continue to take care of our body, right? Let's continue to take care of our body, but at the same time, like, not just do it from a place of like function and efficiency and like, oh, doing that is going to make other things in my life easier and it's just like a good investment. Like, let's not just be doing it from that perspective, but also doing it from a perspective of like gratitude and love. So, okay, I'm taking care of my body and I'm eating well, and I'm going to stop doing certain things to go get rest, not just because, oh, that's the right thing to take care of my body, and my body is my most important investment that I have in my life because it's the thing I inhabit. Not just because of that, but because I actively like love and care for my body, So I'm gonna try and like reframe things in my head like that, and I'm kind of getting excited by the idea, if I'm honest, because I think just like being in a state of love and care is just like a joy to be in. You know how they talk about like giving's better than receiving and stuff like that. So like I think just being in a state of love and care all the time will be just really nice, and I'd be doing that all the time because I'm always with my body. So like everything I'm doing, and even like the movements I'm making here, or like how I'm choosing to picking something up or whatever, it's like doing that is kind of like taking care of the body, taking care of the vessel, taking care of this thing that I love. So I think it's gonna really drastically increase my mood, and then I think as a consequence, it's already gonna increase my health as well. Because as I said, I'm already like healthy, and I already do a lot of things from the mindset of like, oh, I should do this thing to take care of my body. But now if I'm doing it, like my reasoning behind that is also out of, oh, I want to do this thing to take care of my body because I love my body and I care about him, however we want to sort of gender it. I feel as a consequence of that, I'm gonna like, oh, I'm gonna go to sleep, and then it's an act of like selflessness, right? I want to go to sleep because I love this body and I'm happy. I want to take care of this body and I'm grateful this body like lets me exist in it, right? And that sort of thing. So I don't know, the whole idea I got sort of excited about. I got really, really excited about because it really rang true to me, man. If there's something wrong with your body, you've got one problem in life. You've only got one problem in life, because that problem is so big, it supersedes everything else, and everything else kind of gets fallen by the wayside. So I'm gonna explore this actively, and in terms of like how I treat my body, those core tenets, right, of like nutrition, exercise, and rest, because it's that last one I go up and down on the rest one. I've always slept as a necessity. I have always slept as a necessity. I've always slept because I have the inability to continue to be awake. I've never, or it's a necessity because I need to like shift my sleeping pattern a bit. I've gone to sleep because I need to get up early, or I gone to sleep because I need to adjust to this new time zone or whatever. It's always been a practicality. It's always been a thing of necessity, and if I'm reframing it as like an act of servitude and an act of love, and then, you know, it's like, oh, I'm going to sleep because I love my body and I want to take care of my body. It's not I'm going to sleep because I need to for my life. It's like I need to like, you know, continue to show gratitude and love and whatever for this vessel that I am inhabiting. I'm like a mech pilot, right? I'm like Shinji, and this is the Ava. I don't know. It's a lot of things developing in my head. I'm sure it'll come up in the future of laundry vlogs. Maybe I need to go read some Buddhist literature, more some Buddhist texts or stuff like that. Speaking of Buddhas, I got the fighting Buddha over here. I think I showed him off before. We got Sun Wukong. We got the fighting Buddha. There he is. Maybe I should like do a little bit of that. I need thumbnails, you know what I mean? So maybe we can like do something like this. There we go. Yeah, it's a goofy thumbnail. Yeah, dude, that's what you clicked on. That's what you clicked on. But yes, I'm gonna explore these kind of ideas. I'm enthusiastic about it. I'm excited about it. I do feel I'm somebody who has a lot of love to give and a lot of love inside me. I think I'm generally like an enthusiastic person. I love life. I love the arts. I love communicating with people. I would say I love myself, but I would, you know, say that's always kind of been like an internal thing, and the body's been tried as a practicality. But I want to start actively loving and giving gratitude to the body because, dude, my body's pretty cool. Where did it go? Peace out. Love yourself. Bye, bye, bye.